on Music with your host, Tony Bird.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hookup on Music, where today we are going to get really deep on some good music here during the holiday season. That is, leaving me pretty beat in a lot of different ways. But the good news about being beat is we could be beat together while we jam on some really awesome tunes, which is, well, I think the whole reason why we've found ourselves here today is to talk about some good music, which we always have here at the Hookup on Music. My name is Tony, and I am your host. If you are listening to this, please make sure you tune in to at the show later tonight, because we will be talking about the great Denzel Washington, along with some great music, along with a lot of other awesome stuff. So please tune into that. But episode 97, almost a full 2 years, we have been putting the show together, putting out, just talking about, talking about doing a lot of different things with tunes. And let's do what we do and let's get started here, talking about anything that is a new release. Before we dig into some new releases that have been released today on this Friday, let us dig into a brand new track by Inhaler. I don't know if you are familiar with Inhaler, but again, we have talked about Inhaler on here multiple times. They are Your House is the song that we are going to talk about because it is the newest one. But we had talked about Inhaler's last album, which was really honestly a surprise success. But really what I would deem was to be one of my favorite albums of 2023, 2024, Cuts and Bruises. But now they're coming out with their brand new album, Open Wide, which is exciting to hear in so many different ways, because you never want a band to be kind of one of those one-hit wonders. But again, the vocalist and guitarist in the band is Elijah Hewson, who, you may be familiar with him, you may be not. He is the son of Bono of U2, and they hail from Dublin, Ireland, which is just obviously would be super cool to visit and just hear where these awesome gents have come from. Cool music video if you get an opportunity to hear that one. Definitely interesting to hear them doing lots and lots of different things. Your House is the name of the track that you just currently heard right there. Another track they've released is Open Wide. This album is going to be new album is going to be released in 2025, February 7th. So when that gets a little bit closer, we're definitely going to keep you posted on that, because these guys got a lot of good stuff that they have in the can. Another thing that I was shocked at last week that was released, and it was actually after the show that I came across, but Garbage. They have released a whole album full of really amazing cover tracks, which who out there doesn't love a good cover? And Garbage, who have the amazing vocal stylings of Shirley Manson, definitely can rise to the challenge to many awesome covers on this, including Cities in Dust, which if you have not heard their cover of, definitely is something to play very loudly if you get the opportunity, because that's what we do here. Is I was just talking to somebody about how loud I've always listened to my music and how I don't really feel like it has damaged my hearing at all. So don't suggest that for everybody. It's just worked for me. And what did you say? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Because the Night, the Patti Smith song, definitely do a great cover of that. Originally written by Bruce Springsteen. As I stated, Susie and the Banshee, City and Dust is great. Love My Way by the Psychedelic Furs, who we've talked about recently on here. Who's Gonna Ride Your Wild Horses? Just a minute ago, I brought up You Too? Well, that's a really awesome track that I enjoy, and it's a good cover to see, them digging into covers like that, and also David Bowie's Starman, but, if you haven't, definitely dig into that, new Garbage release because it's really, really not that bad, to be frankly honest with you. I think some of the other releases that came out today. One of them being the great Snoop Dogg finally released his new Missionary album with Foreplay, Shangri-La, Hard Knocks leading it off. Just listened to those this morning. I'm going to dig a little deeper before giving my full review in the upcoming weeks. You into the National? New live album, Rome, with some of my favorite songs on here, like Blood Buzz Ohio, Don't Swallow the Cap. Um, Interesting later to put on my headphones and dig into the full 21 songs in a row, because that's how I believe things are meant to be heard as a complete cycle. And honestly, they do a good job at putting together good work. So I want to hear the National as a whole, this new album. Also, we wanted to, which really is Uh, something that we're gonna start to do a little bit in the new year is kinda dissect more songs, individual songs, which, I believe is something that, I think, people enjoy, I believe you wanna go a little bit more, in depth on some of these tracks that we are listening to, and we want to know maybe a little bit more. I know um, when I'm looking up things, knowing a little bit more is always a great thing. So today we're going to take a look into a track that I was kind of ignored, but recently have dug a little deeper into it, and it's Blue Oyster Cult's Astronomy.
Place like acid and oil on a madman's face is reason tense.
Very, very long song. And that little piece I played you does not enhance the quality of how amazing it is. The studio version from 74 is 6 minutes and 28 seconds. The 78 live version is 8 minutes and 18 seconds. Metallica does a cover of it for their Garage Inc. album. Arch Enemy also does a cover for their Burning Bridge album. Um, deep, 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 deep track, I think, for the band with a great, great imagery, which is what you definitely, definitely want. Originally released on Secret Treaties, um, but then on their second live album, Some Enchanted Evening, also included an version with an extended guitar solo. Really, really great, 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 great musical pieces in the song, including the guitar. So, and to be fair, since I've dug into this, haven't went back to the Metallica version. So I'm going to be very interested when I get to that to dig a little bit deeper to see just the connections between both of them, to see is there a strong connection? Is the connection well, not as strong as you would think, but I think Kirk Hammett could nail some of those longer guitar solos in this song. But Blue Oyster Cult often gets remembered for like Burning for You, Don't Fear the Reaper, Godzilla, which are great tracks. But through my time digging deeper into Blue Oyster Cult's catalog, will do you very, very, very excellent. What's the word I'm looking for? Excellent justice. Composed by Albert Bouchard, who was the drummer of Blue Oyster Cult, and also by Joe Bouchard, who was Albert's brother in the band, who was the bassist. So a rhythm section brothered bassist, which in a little while ago we're going to get to a pair of brothers that had a connection. But I could imagine that these brothers had a connection because this song is just oozing with connection. It also was re-recorded in connection for the Stephen King's The Stand series for the Cult Classic Collection, which 1994, which honestly was one of the first CDs that I ever had. Looking back at getting this, I was really happy with the CD, but I guess they were re-recordings of those original tracks, which to me, I didn't realize the difference back then, but maybe I should have. But I promise you one thing.
I'm not mad.
because the truth is that anytime you could get any kind of digging into any kind of track, definitely, you know, we're going to do that here. And just again, the whole entire what's the word I'm looking for? Just it's like a it's like a journey. I love songs that are journeys. I love that this is that talks about the lights that never warms, or fixed and consequent, my dog. Um, the Four Winds bar may be reference to the Tropic of Cancer, Compass Rose, or an actual bar. Just a lot of different, again, imagery. Um, Definitely, again, some people even have said that it is a bedtime story for the children of the damned. Very interesting. If you have not checked out Blue Oyster Cult's Astronomy, check it out. Even if you're looking up at the sky at the same time, may be kind of fun. But let's move on from there, and let's talk a little bit about something that honestly means quite a lot to me. And it clicked to me this last week how just important it is to me, and I need to share it with you because if you are not listening, you have to listen. And that is WXRT's 93.1 Chicago's radio station, their flashback show that occurs every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And what they do is they pick 1 year of music and they just dig into it. And what they're digging into is just songs that are deeper cuts. I've come across so many great classics, from the late 90s, early 2000s, or late 60s through the 70s, 80s. They're just dropping so many great tracks. This last week they dropped 1981, some really good stuff. Love Action by the Human League. I have never heard this track before. I listened to it and I can constantly and honestly hear a lot of just really interesting things that other bands in the newer ages have kind of taken. But that's being here said nor there, which is really what we do is it's a type of flattery when you kind of can hear something in something else, not really you stole it from me. That's kind of how I look at it. Lindsey Buckingham, Trouble, a song that if you have not listened to from his debut solo album, Law and Order. Honestly, I have heard this song, but it's been such a long time that this one is going to be in my revolt for a long time. 1981 is the year before I was born, so it's kind of close to when I was, and I could just see how awesome the music was because they knew that I was coming. So, very awesome if you get the opportunity. This weekend, I know we are going to be digging, I believe we're going into the 90s, which is very awesome to see what they have picked out because you just never know. You hear cool stories, movies released, little tidbits and little facts. Just a really inspirational show if you have not taken the time to listen. They dug into this past week's 1981 episode into this New Order movement album, and you could hear in this a little bit of a band transitioning from their old band, uh, Joy Division, which again, these are the cool facts that you learn on this show, which is definitely something that I think if you have any time, if you need to get the one of those apps that let you listen to the radio, you should do that because it will enhance your Saturday morning. And bring a notebook and a little notepad and a pen because honestly, when I first started listening to them, it was like in the 2007, 2008. I was working downtown in Chicago, cleaning parking lots and early in the morning. And it was in the summer. So I would put my headphones on and I would listen to this radio station and listen to this. And honestly, I had stumbled across it, which honestly, something that you get to stumble across that is that amazing. I definitely need to share it with you. So take some time and please dig into WXRT's flashback because you're not going to regret it. You're going to hear a lot of bands that you love, things that you wouldn't even think that you would hear on the radio, let alone WXRT. But that's what it is, that's what it's all about. Right there's a clip of an untitled track that Alex Van Halen was working on with Eddie, that was released with the coincidental release of this brother's biography that I just got done reading by Alex Van Halen. It's been a little while since I've sat down and read a musical biography front to back, and this one was really, really good. Not many complaints. I always think that you could share a little bit more, but there were some really awesome tales shared. Alex Van Halen shared his tales from the road. He shared his relationship with his brother. He shared just a lot of things that I think were important to him in the connection with his brother, which is exactly what I would think if you're in bands with anyone, not only a real brother, but a musical brother. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. But again, musical brothers aside, being brothers from the same home, being born together in another country and coming to this country, being born right around Amsterdam and coming here and having to find your way into the country. And honestly, you start to read, and Alex was supposed to be the guitar player, and Eddie was supposed to be the drummer. But Alex ended up liking Eddie's drums. So Eddie just said, okay, I'll take the guitar. Not generally what you're going to hear from somebody who is, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a prodigy in so many different ways, shapes, or forms. Being a prodigy is not an easy thing and not something that Eddie enjoyed to be called. And I'm not calling him. I'm just was stating that because that's exactly what a lot of people called him. And Alex kind of deferred that that wasn't something that Eddie liked. There are some negatives, let's say, in the book of not going through the Sammy Hagar years. Very important stretch in Alex's life. Did not share any of that. He just specifically shared the beginnings, the David Lee Roth years, and he did. There were some jabs at Roth, which you can see by if you read the book. Just well, you've heard the stories of Roth. You know that Roth can be at times be very decisive with the people that he has worked with in so many different ways. Um, but Alex has been doing a book tour for this book, which is awesome because you get to hear Alex. Me and my buddies always used to think that he looked like Damone from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, who Damone was cool in his own way in that movie. He wasn't cool the way he treated her at the end, but that's for the movie show. But again, Alex Van Halen is an amazing drummer. We've talked before of the sound of his drums, a very awesome and unique sound that you can hear more about in this. A talented drummer, okay, a very, very talented drummer who brought, I think, again, a different type of rhythm to a band. Eddie always, for the most part, in his monitor was able to hear Alex. So he was playing off of Alex more than anything else, which is really, really cool. It's also cool to hear the stories of Alex overcoming some of his darker issues like addiction and stuff like that, which always is awesome to hear in depth of somebody who is working to overcome struggles in any way, shape, or form. And, it's sad too, because, he wishes his brother was here like we all do, putting out new music together. That little piece you heard at the beginning, though, check that out if you can anywhere. Read this book. A very, very awesome insight on a lot of different things. Like I said, there's stories of him with crabs. You can see what that's about. There's stories with him getting, way too inebriated when he shouldn't. And just really a lot of learning lessons too if you're up and coming band. So check out this new Alex Van Halen book again called Brothers. It's definitely not going to be something you're going to regret. Seeing these two in these pictures that are included too in the book. There is lots and lots of pictures. And just to think about empathetically them on the road, having an awesome time recording all these albums. Fair Warning is one of my favorite albums of all time. So again, hearing the nature of the recording of some of this stuff is pretty cool. So check that out if you can. Norwegian Wood, not quite a Christmas song, but I always kind of think it's got some maybe some Christmas steep to it, which is exactly what we are bringing here for you tonight. Is we are here to talk about Christmas mystique. Does music? Do you think music as a whole and the Christmas variety has a mystique to it that needs to be played during the holidays, or can a song like Norwegian Wood, who that like the Beatles have released or had released, be something that is something you can play for Christmas? Recently, Twisted Christmas just had their Twisted Christmas 24, which still has one more night, um, which is coming up soon, which I believe is next week. But, we had Cage the Elephant this week. This is what I'm here to talk about, and Franz Ferdinand. Talk about a double bill. Talk about just a couple bands who put it all out on the stage, at Twisted. Just really Cage the Elephant, if you have never heard them or seen them or listened to them or saw their live performance, you are not going to regret it. They are rock and roll, pedal to the metal, and they got some good stuff. They could slow it down too. And Franz Ferdinand, I mean, man, guys go back all the way back to the early 2000s when I first started jamming on some of this Modest Mouse type music. I don't even know what that means, type music. It means it's good, and it was a fresh start to the 2000s. But really, putting on just an overall great performance at this Twisted Christmas, and that was the spirit I was talking about. Our radio stations putting on holiday shows. You hear in some other cities that they do this, and you're like, man, I really wish I could just have a jet plane and fly, because the idea of listening to multiple bands in one night, I mean, Q11 breaks it down now into 4 nights. It was really cool back in the day because they used to have, it in the late 2000s, which honestly was a really good time if you got to go to any of these, in the what's the word I'm looking for? 1999 at the Allstate Arena. Okay. Who was there? Who played? Okay, Blink 182, Bush, Filter, who's playing for free down at the Hard Rock Casino on New Year's Eve if you are free. Foo Fighters, Fiona Apple, Moby, Oasis, and Run DMC. Come on now, man. You're telling me that wouldn't have been the most amazing concert ever? I think it's pretty cool. What's more cooler is that tickets were probably not that much money when you really think about it. But again, Oasis, Fiona Apple, Chemical Brothers, Moby, Local H, Run DMC, Blink-182, Bush, Filter, which is crazy because, like I brought up, Bush is playing on Sunday, but oh man, my heart hurts because that would have been the Twisted Christmas to go to. That would have been the one. You ever hear of those stories? The one you should be going to. Man, that would have been awesome. Just as is Lou Rawls.
Our finest gifts we bring.
Who doesn't want to listen to little Lou Rawls on Christmas? It is Christmas time. I need you, everyone, out there to bust out you Lou Rawls Christmas albums, because your Lou Rawls Christmas albums should be shared through time and time again to make sure that you are having what I would deem to be called a great holiday. That was little Lou Rawls there doing Little Drummer Boy, which if you haven't ever taken the time to hear, talk about a great rendition right there. Amazing rendition. But again, Lou Rawls is definitely something that should be stuffing your stockings this musical endeavor of a holiday season. Because no matter if it is Norwegian Wood, no matter if it is Lou Rawls, no matter if it is you're going to Twisted Christmas, definitely having a good time, like Bing Crosby and David Bowie did, singing "A Little Drummer Boy." Getting together for the holidays can sometimes be stressful, so it is important that whatever you are listening to, it is something that you are enjoying. Coming up next Friday, of course, my main man, um, from Chirp Radio is going to be joining me again, Mikey, and we're going to maybe talk about some of this stuff together to see how he feels about Christmas music or what he has been spinning. So please, please, please make sure you listen to that this upcoming week, this upcoming Friday. It's going to be great, a great 98th episode, which we're just itching so much closer to 100, which is going to be a huge celebration, as all of the episodes have. Um, but again, Bing Crosby and David Bowie together. I wish David Bowie would have wore a Ziggy Stardust costume. But again, cool music in the Christmas time season. It's all really up to you and what you are doing for this holiday season in the regards of, are you listening to good stuff? I mean, next to me here, I have a crazy big batch of tapes, So tonight, what we're going to start to do, and maybe a little bit forward, we'll do a little bit of show and tell. So I don't even know when I look at it. I just reach in here. Let's see what I grab. First up, House of Pain, 1992. I think this is definitely Christmas music. I think let's dig into some of these. Who does not think that the great "Put Your Head Out," great Christmas jam? Tommy Boy, though, always thought they had a cool record label. Um, there you are, right up close if you're listening. I see in there if you're listening, it's got like three guys who look like they're doing some kind of a dance, which is kind of cool. It's not quite a break dance, but it's cool nonetheless. What else do I got here? An amazing tape single release from 1999 of Power Man 5000. Okay. When the Worlds Collide. Okay. And the Son of X51. Who doesn't remember this album when it came out? When Worlds Collide. This is what happens when worlds collide. You probably don't even remember that. Hopefully you enjoy my singing right there. I got two more here in my hand. Two more. What do I got here? What I got? Let's see. Mr. Bungle? Oh, Mr. Bungle's definitely Christmas. Mike Patton's side project from the amazing, amazing, amazing Faith No More. A great debut album too from 1991. Crazy that Warner Brothers put this out. Okay, Carousel Egg, Squeeze Me Macaroni. Put that on for your family during the Christmas holiday season and see how much fun everyone has just jamming to something cool like that. I'm gonna guarantee that this isn't going to happen. And if you're listening, that's the great Perry Farrell and that video that happened last year that probably will be voted, craziest musical video, one of them of the year. And finally, what is the final thing I have here? Ooh, a deep, 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 deep cut from 1991. Wymex Phoenix, a band that I definitely know way back then was played on WXRT. A deep, deep cut that honestly is a family heirloom. Something I would not have known if my father himself did not listen to XRT and pass down, well, that tape himself. The other ones were mine. But again, always cool when you can look back into a box of tapes and see really, real cool things and talk about cool musical facts, which I love to do with you guys out there. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know the holiday seasons are stressful, so the Hookup on Music enjoys you just sharing, caring, being together during this time period. It is important. Let's think of everybody out there as family. The Hookup on Music is a family as a whole. It's just not me, it's an entity. Um, as is the Sadistic Penguin Studios. I want to thank all of my amazing, amazing partners on there. Just really, really good people. As I stated, we're going to be doing At the Show later. If you're listening to this at 7, If not, it will be on there. Please check that out on Denzel Washington with my main man Yumper. Brian is always dropping really amazing draft episodes. Check them all out on the YouTube channel, and check out our website. Always dropping cool little things there. You can go back and check out some of our awesome Halloween stuff to keep you warm during Christmas. But I just want to say thank you so much for coming tonight and joining me in this amazing time. It's always an amazing time, and as you can see behind us, we are starting to go black, so that means we are coming to the end of our episode. So thank you, everybody out there. We will talk to you next week, as the amazing Mike will be joining us to talk amazing music. And until that time, please have a safe and happy holiday season.
Thank you for listening. Please look out for the audio version wherever you jam.